everyone, this is Age Berytos, and I'm about to start another new game, because I'm insane, as Berytos in the early age. And I thought this time I might go ahead and have a look at the pretender that I made, since I haven't done that, if I can remember how to do that. You think I've done this enough. And this game's called the Noobening, and just as a preface, I do consider myself quite new and oftentimes bad at this game. So, pretender with, and I'm basically having to recreate it right now, more than actually do something with it, is a triple minor plus for casters, Anunnaki of Love and War, which has something like 3 order by production. It's imprisoned, 3 heat, 3 growth, 2 luck and 1 magic, or 2 magic and 1 luck. I can't be quite precise there. And she's a lovely lady, would be the name. I thought I'd just kind of go over that. That bless is useful for any sacred mage. It's moderately decent for, well, no, it's not really that great for troops. It's a bit of HP and reinvigoration. But we'll see how that goes. Okay, I just wanted to go over that a bit so you can all kind of see the actual god that we're following here. And Berytos is a nation about getting a lot of coastal castles and then summoning horrific demons. And I'm glad I did some test games on this map for expansion and that kind of thing, and I'm glad I'm not over here next to this gigantic wasteland, because this is one of those vanilla maps that's just terribly unbalanced, which I don't mind. I kind of like unbalanced maps. But look at all these wastelands over here. No one's going to make any money, except for the one person who rides these provinces. But over here, we got some nice forests and stuff along the coast. It gets into the wastelands pretty quick. But we can also just sail over here, is my understanding. And then all of these ports kind of connect to each other, sort of. The ones kind of adjacent to each other. But as a sailing nation, I'm pretty sure I can just... I can move all the way over there. Can't quite over there. I thought this had more range. Oh well. Anyways, we're going to prophetize this guy because he's going to be leading elephants into battle. And our expansion plan is elephants. I tested this, and you can do lancers, and if I had taken a major bless, I can do colossi, and these guys are fairly decent. But the most reliable one, and I seem to be just oozing money with this nation by taking Order 3 Growth 3 Luck 2, or whatever this was. Yeah, Order 3 Growth 3 Luck 2 Productivity 1. You know, the heat scales will come down in the first year, it'll be fine. But, yeah, I'm not sure whether I was lucky, but I have enough money to just recruit enough war elephants for like 2 or 3 expansion parties, and then I just switch into full mage production. And my general game plan is going to be to hit up construction 4 for sanguine dowsing rods, and then start up that blood economy. And just start summoning devils, storm demons, and demon knights. Primarily storm demons and demon knights, as required, because every single one of my brides in waiting can by default summon a storm demon or a devil, and what is this, like 1 in 4 of them can summon demon knights, which are pretty amazing. So we'll be doing a whole lot of that, a whole lot of demons. This is the nation rather that Victim won with, and they've been buffed since then, because now we can summon way down here, Conjuration Await, the Telekines, which I have not prepped my god for. Some other thoughts that I had for my god was just being able to summon these dudes, or being able to make soul contracts only, or being able to summon vampires. But when I was testing and I was looking at the mod inspector, I found that I get 2 heroes, one that can summon these and one that can summon vampires pretty easily. Like, I think the vampire one needs like 1 extra blood magic and a skull staff. Whether I do that by empowering her, or if I actually get an item that just speaks blood magic, is another thing. But I don't really need my pretender to take those, to take care of that in any other form than taking a couple luck scales so that I get them eventually. So we'll have to see how that goes. But that should work out. These are like titans. They're like non-insane plague plague Tartarians that aren't undead. And they just come in here at the start of every battle. They cast Foul Vapors. They do kill your province that you summon, like, you know, it poison the ground itself and that kind of thing. But they've got like 2 or 3 paths and like 4 or 5 different magic paths and just a ton of things. So I'm sure I'll be able to find use for them. And I usually have trouble finding uses for water gems past firebrands and boots of quickness. So, not firebrands, frostbrands. The opposite, the anti-firebrand. But yeah, I usually have trouble finding enough reasons to spend water gems on it, and this is an excellent one. Because with some boosters, they should be able to do just about any large battlefield magic that I'll need them to. As I said, the other idea was to get down here to level 7, and I'm probably going, and I've got a hero that can do this, but Curse of Blood, summon vampires. They summon more vampires. They also blood hunt or whatever you need them to do. But the main thing is that each one of these guys can, for free, summon every turn, what is it? 1 of these. So it's like 11 free blood slaves a turn, if you want to do that. They're also immortal, so they're great at defending against raiders within your own dominion, which is great. Okay. We can also summon Melkarts, which I'm going to summon a couple of, but not so much for thugging out or anything like that. It's more that they are a great blood sacrificer. They're a Holy 3 priest for Berytos, which is very different than the Holy 1 priest for Hinnom. But Holy 3 adept blood sacrificer, like, I think it's only 1 for Berytos. There's 3 for Hinnom or something like that. But they should be able to make 4 sacrifices a turn, which is 4 temple checks, which should keep my dominion very strong. This game is called the Noobening. As I said, still consider myself kind of new to this game about late age things, but I think this is probably the last one that I'm going to be entering that's like strict, just asking for new players. Because once I'm done with these 4 games that I'm in, I'm probably not going to be a noob anymore. Trial by fire and all that. I learned a fair bit in RPG, the first RPG Net game that I did, and or the second one rather, and I'm in the 3rd one now as well. But I did not learn nearly as much as some of the other players. So, because no one attacked me and I wasn't in any of the major wars or that kind of thing, I just kind of hung around until the late game, messed with a couple of other lesser powers, became a fair power at the end, and then got ninja'd by Victim on Berytos. So, we'll just have to see how that goes. Elephants, I have watched a video, honestly, on how to use elephants effectively. And, the first instinct you have is, oh, put the elephants in their own squad so they don't, like, trample over my units or something like that. And that's just straight up wrong. So, we're going to, if the squad size has less than 5, every time they're hit they have to make a morale check. And my guys have pretty good morale. But, they're, fairly decent morale. Elephants do not. They have morale 9, and they're animals. But if you mix them into a squad, so I'm going to put them in this squad, and they're going to trample forward. If you put them into a squad, it boosts it up past 5, because 5 elephants is a lot. Like, if you have more than 5 elephants, that's fine too. But you put them in a squad, that way they don't rout quite so badly. And then you try and, like, I don't know the specifics, but you try and guess on where they are here, so that they will get the first trample off before the enemy hits them. That way you just immediately rout that squad. Also, we're going to be putting all of our things off to the side from here, because I just have found that to be a good strategy. It just kind of prevents some things. Hopefully these are barbarians here. Wolf tribe, bear tribe are all fine. Militias and archers are obviously the best unit to take. Well, just militias in any age. Heavy infantry aren't bad. I've noticed on this map's test there are a lot of cataphracts and heavy cavalry. Cataphracts just being scarier heavy cavalry. So we're going to see how that goes. Looks like there are 10 points required. We got Throne of Abundance, Knowledge, Death, Moon. Oh, that's a damn good one. The lower throne's also in here, which I want to take. So we're going to see about that. All of my tests have told me that I should absolutely not attack thrones with elephants because they're bad at it. If there are any kind of wizards on there, they're just going to die. So, hopefully you don't see me making that stupid mistake, but you probably will, to be quite honest. So, I also mentioned these guys are sailing, but they can only sail with human-sized troops, which is incredibly annoying, because in the tests I was thinking about these guys, they're really nice, they're they're like Enkidu-sized, with decent armor, good magic resist, excellent morale, good stats all around, and sacred, but they're size 3, so you can't sail with them. So I figured if I already can't sail with them, I should just build elephants. Yeah, that's the plan, and I will see everyone next time.